Hi there. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to your show, Take Two with Jerry and Debbie and you. This is where we come together and we share our feelings, our thoughts, our lived experiences so we can learn and grow together as a family. That's right. And we are in the home stretch, right? Just a couple days away, and we are going to be working with and interacting with and celebrating with friends, family, parishioners, neighbors. And it's going to be an interesting time next week. So we want to also address this because this is exactly what's happening to a few people. When fear and anxiety overwhelm you, okay, it's such an odd thing, but everybody should be getting really excited about Christmas, right? But instead, people are filled with some fear and some worry, and things are overwhelming, and it's just starting to really come over them in a very heavy way, and they don't know how to deal with it. And quite honestly, because everybody is so busy getting ready for Christmas, they don't have anybody to talk to, but you have us. And we would love to hear from you. And you don't have to be Catholic to call in. So if something is bothering you right now, going into the fourth Sunday of Advent, as we turn the corner, and then there's Christmas, the Christmas season, and you're just struggling with, we actually received some messages on the comment line of some of the family, some of the Take Two family being very uneasy about seeing their sons and daughters and their relatives, because of various issues and situations. If that's you, if you're feeling this, I don't know, there's just this sense that something is going to happen and it doesn't feel right around Christmas time right now. So I want to talk about it. Let's do that today so that you can have your best Christmas ever. That's what we want for you, because you are so important to God and you're important to us. So the number to dial if you're feeling any fear, worry, anxiety, you feel overwhelmed, when that starts to come over you and you don't know what to do, let's talk about it and let's see if we can have a different outlook and attitude going forward, okay? You got to trust us on this, though. You know, we've been doing this for a long time in life coaching, and we work with a lot of people that struggle with various fears. And, you know, fear is not of God, okay? So you're not going to really find God there in the midst of that fear, because God is way above that. And it's important when we are feeling the fear, we stop looking down and start looking up. And we look to God, and we trust God more than the fear and the anxious feelings that we are dealing with. So if you are struggling with this, or if you have overcome these really strong bouts of fear and worry, please call in and share how you did it. The number to dial is 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986. We have Matt on the phones. We have Ace at the controls, and we have Pedro on social media and right there at the chats, ready to pick up your comments. Hi, guys, waving to all the socials. You guys are awesome, always saying such kind things. And thank you for praying for me, for my eyes, and for me to get better. I'm starting to get better, thank God. And thank you to the prayers. I'm still a little slow in moving and getting going. My throat's a little closed up, but I'm hanging in there, and I feel very grateful to God. So thank you for that. The number to dial, though, with fear, anxiety, and worry overwhelming you is 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986. Okay, so I want to share this with you. We always hear the quote by Padre Pio, right? We love Padre Pio. He's one of our go-to saints that we pray to before each and every show that we do. And the quote is, pray, hope, and don't worry. Why? Well, I added the why. Why? Because worry is useless. It's useless, but yet we do it so often. And it's one of those things that just goes around and around and around in our head. Somehow we think we're going to stop the worry if we think about it enough, right? Okay, those repetitive thoughts, those ruminating thoughts. And so he says, pray, hope, and don't worry, because worry is useless. God is merciful and will hear your prayers. Now, here's the key part of this. Everybody hears the pray, hope, and don't worry, right? And they go, okay, I got it. Pray, hope, and don't worry. They tend to miss worry is useless. So I want to focus on that. And then the last part is actually I believe, the most important part. God is merciful and will hear your prayers, which means he's there to listen, you guys. He's there to hear your prayers. He's right there. He is hearing everything, all the tears, all the worry, all the anxiety, all the fears. So really, you've got to be thinking about that as you are talking to God. Okay? Got to be thinking about that as you're talking to God. So please know that. And then it was St. Francis de Sales, I believe, who said, God commands us to pray and forbids us to worry. Okay? Commands us to pray, forbids us to worry. Wow. It's powerful. Okay, phone lines are lighting up. This is great. We're going to have a great discussion. I want to, please, everybody hold on who's on the lines right now. I want to get to everybody, and I believe it's going to be Carol is first up in Virginia. So hold on, Carol. I'm going to say a couple more things, housekeeping things. We're going to hit the pause button, and when I come back, we're going to go to the phones, and we're going to talk about fear, worry, anxiety, the whole 9 yards. A couple housekeeping things. Please, if you are lonely, if you feel like, you need somebody to talk to or make some comments or really want to have somebody have a connection to somebody, please go to Jerry and Debbie Facebook page. Jerry and Debbie Facebook page. You can leave comments there. I'm going to be checking those comments all weekend long and through next week. So I want to make sure that no one feels alone. The other thing too is, please remember that you have your guardian angel. Please do not feel alone, because your guardian angel is right beside you. So take comfort in that and know that your guardian angel is there with you, walking all the days of your life. So make sure, I wanted to make sure you knew that. Jerry and Debbie Facebook page. You can leave comments through the weekend and through next week. Don't feel like it's a bother. I know sometimes the Take Two family's like, well, you and Jerry need your vacation too and your holidays. We get it, but we want to be there for you. So make sure you check that out. And when I come back, more of your call, we're going to get to your calls and more of your questions. You sent in questions ahead of time about fear, and I'm going to address it. 833-288-3986. I'll be right back.
Another great podcast on EWTN Podcast Central is Way of the Fathers. It's a podcast about the fathers and doctors of the church, the foundational figures of Christian history, hosted by Dr. Jim Papandrea. You can hear this and other faith-filled podcasts from our friends and affiliates around the world at EWTN Podcast Central. Visit EWTN.com/radio and click on Podcast Central today.
The Spirit of Advent with Father Dominic Legg.
In this season of Advent, as we prepare for the coming of Christ at Christmas, we're often invited to lots of Christmas parties. Now, one of the things you'll notice if you go to Christmas parties is how hard the hosts work to prepare for the coming of the guests. In fact, this Christmas, Jesus wants to be a guest in your life, in your heart. Listen to what he says in the book of Revelation. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and eat with him, and he with me. What do you need to do to get ready for the coming of Christ at Christmas? Do you need to clean up the living room? Do you need to take out the trash? What is in your heart that is preventing Christ from coming? Prepare for the coming of Christ this Advent and have a wonderful Christmas.
EWTN. Live truth. Live Catholic.
Okay, I truly need you to weigh in on this. If you're struggling with any fear, anxiety, worry coming up on the holidays, or maybe for the new year, some people really dread the new year because you feel pressured to do these New Year's resolutions that always seem to fail the first week of New Year's, so it's kind of a real downer. If that's going on in your life, I'd love to talk with you. Please, we do have some open phone lines. Please stop what you're doing. You don't have to be Catholic to call in. You're part of the family. If you're listening, we believe those that are listening for the right reasons right now, and that means that you have an opportunity to speak to the world about something that you want to talk about or something that you want to learn. So the number is 833-288-EWTN. Real simple to remember, 833-288-3986. And like I said, we're going to get to Carol in just a moment. Carol, don't go anywhere. I wanted to share with our listeners the Mother Angelica Memorial. Visit EWTN's site dedicated to our foundress, Mother Angelica, where you can celebrate her remarkable life. All you have to do is visit EWTN.com/Mother Angelica. It's so beautiful, you guys. I wanted to make sure you knew that. Okay, Carol is up first from Virginia on the EWTN app. Hi, Carol. Thanks for waiting and welcome.
Oh, hi, Debbie. I hope you feel better. My goodness.
Thank you.
Nothing worse than be feeling bad over the holidays.
I know, isn't it? I can't believe it. I know. God's got a sense of humor, doesn't he, Carol?
He does, honestly. Trust me.
Yeah.
I used to feel really bad about holidays because my family, everybody's fighting all the time, and I'd get all down and depressed, and I'd fear them. And, then finally in prayer one day, I was told, what is fear? It's FEAR. It's false evidence appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's false evidence appearing real, it really isn't real. So why am I buying into it?
Right.
So heck with that. I'm not going to take that. I'm just going to give this to Jesus. And, Jesus, here, you take care of it. And then he said to me, remember, your family and your friends, you're all only here for a little while. This may be the last little while you have with any of them. Would you like your memory or their memories with you to be hurtful and nobody could get along and, oh, how horrible that was? Mm-hmm. Or would you prefer just to ignore their ignorance in how they act and just keep it upbeat and give all the negative to Jesus? Jesus, here it all is. You handle it. I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to be loving and kind to each and every member of my family and my friends, especially over the holidays. Let them have something truthful that they can live with when I'm no longer here. That's how I deal with it, and it's really helped.
Yeah.
I don't know, it may not be for everybody, but it did help me.
Oh, no. I was super quiet as you were talking, Carol, because I was thinking to myself, Carol, you should write that out and give it to your parish priest and say, could you fit this into a homily? Because I think it would be excellent to get out there to the community. You're spot on. It hit me deeply what you just said. And I agree with you. Oftentimes we're dealing with people, friends, family members, fellow parishioners, and we store up all these emotions, right? When we have to engage with them. And it's so fast. This world is so fast. Before you know it, this life is done and we're on to eternity. And it's interesting how we spend so much energy working ourselves up in fear and worry and just, stressing ourselves out. It's ridiculous when we can just, you're right. We can just like our minds say, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do, and move on. Life is hard enough, and to add these extra fears on top of it, it's not worth it. I agree with you, Carol. I'm right with you. I'm 59 years old, and I actually shared with my husband a couple days ago over dinner. I said, I'm so done with fear. I really am. It's ridiculous. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help. Even just entertaining the slightest fears, it's debilitating, right?
Right, and it took me so long because I'm 78 years old, and, I don't know what tomorrow brings, and I never did know what tomorrow would bring, or if there would be a tomorrow, as it is. But it's true. I mean, if Jesus can forgive and not take things personal, why can't we do that too? He's the one that we want to emulate. We want to be like Jesus. So he's not going to fight and fuss with his family and friends. He left everything really, really beautiful, something that we can follow.
I have to tell you, Carol, we're getting already a lot of comments coming in from our Take Two family. They just love you, and they love your words, and I love your words. Very powerful. I hope that your family listens to you, Carol, and you get an opportunity to kind of share those same words with them, because you're amazing, and God bless you. I love your heart. Actually, your soul is speaking right through the airwaves. So, way to go, Carol.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for all you do, Debbie. I appreciate you. When you have your webinars, I try to be there every single time.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you for that. Thank you. God bless you. Well, way to go. You're awesome. You were the first one to start this conversation. So have a blessed rest of your Advent. It's going to be a short one this weekend, and then we go right into the Christmas season. But thank you, Carol, for getting us started. And Carol's going to free that phone line for you. If you have something to say about fear, worry, anxiety, maybe you're struggling right now and you want a little bit of words of how to move past it, move through it. We're here. So take advantage of it. This is your show. 833-288-EWTN. 833-288-3986. And we're getting a lot of people inquiring about life coaching, and they are men in their 50s that are filled with a lot of worry and anxiety and stress. Why is that? So some of you who are in that age bracket there, would you call in and tell us what's going on? Are you making some decisions about maybe what you're going to do in the next chapters of your life, retirement? Then you're approaching the senior years and you're thinking this is getting a little too strange. Tell us what you're thinking, or maybe the pressure of doing so much for so many years is getting to you and you're burning out a little bit. 833-288-EWTN. Call in, guys. Fill those phone lines. Let's go to Lisa. Lisa's from Chico, California. Hi, Lisa.
Hi there. I really appreciate your radio program. I listen to it when I can. I just wanted to ask, what is a good way to go right to Jesus kind of when you're under attack from a family member that you love and you care about, but they, for whatever reason, whether it's old hurts or whether it's old family dynamics that they carry with them, and then it manifests itself in kind of a aggressive attack on you personally.
Sure.
And then
sure.
So I was just wondering.
What to do?
I'm often just caught off guard because I was not ready for it, and then I freeze, and then I defend myself, and I just want to know, how do you guys recommend going straight to Jesus? I just want to go straight to Jesus in that moment, so I can bring His peace to the situation instead of my defensiveness or anxiety or fear or whatever that is.
Got it. Okay. Do you have to deal with this person on a regular basis, or do you see them just a few times a year?
It's my sister. I have to see her frequently. So
Okay. Do you like seeing her, or you're forced into the situation because of the family? Or do you like seeing her, or you dread it, or do you kind of go into it knowing that there's going to be some kind of conflict?
Sometimes I'm completely sideswiped. I mean, I'm just caught off completely off guard because perhaps things have gone well in our recent encounter, and then now this time I didn't do something right. So then I'm attacked.
Okay, when you say, okay, can I stop you right there? Please help me with this, only because I'm a life coach, so I get into the details. When you say you're attacked, she doesn't obviously, like, does she just, like, make a snarky remark back to you? Does she doesn't, like, literally attack you, right?
No, I mean, verbally attack, like, you don't do this, you haven't done this for me, things like that.
Right. Okay, so are you looking to diffuse the situation and then let Jesus step in? Is that what okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I was left, and I'm not sure where she is in her faith right now, so I can't approach her on that level.
Right.
But I just want to bring Jesus into the situation and his peace, and I get so caught up in the moment and so really on guard because I am being like I'm under pressure at that moment.
Well, but Lisa, unless you're not, somebody throws something at you. Remember the hot potato game?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to catch it and keep it. You don't have to do that. There's nobody unless she's got you. That's why I meant by being attacked. Unless she's got you up against the corner and she's pinned you in the corner and she's screaming at you and there's no way out of it. Do you have a way away from her at that moment when she's lashing out?
Sometimes I don't. The most recent, we were sharing lodging together, and so there's really nowhere to go. I mean,
Okay. Well, then here's what you could do. Okay. So I think I've got the gist of it. Let me tell you a couple things and see if this helps you when you encounter her. Okay, she's probably not going to change. She's in a pattern, right? She's in a pattern of doing this. So she's got her own issues. And until she's able to deal with those issues and to talk to you in a courteous way and to get things situated with you as sisters, it's probably just she's in that cycle of how she handles a situation. But you can handle things differently. And that's the key. So you're right. You send it to Jesus, send it to the foot of the cross. It's a spirit of anger. It's a spirit of, she's got fear, resentment, unforgiveness, whatever's on, whatever that spirit is, name it and then place it at the foot of the cross in your mind. Okay. So in your mind, immediately, if she starts lashing out, you can say, oh, she's, in that fear mode right now. It's a spirit of fear. Lord, I'm sending it to the foot of the cross and you take care of it, please, Lord. And also that scripture passage, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. And then excuse yourself as best you can without responding. Now, if you want to respond, if you can do it, I would respond in really genuine, and this is going to sound so difficult to do, but if you want a jewel in your crown for eternity, I would go for it because you might as well use this to benefit you spiritually. I would look at her with the most sincerest eyes and say, I am so sorry for whatever I did to just hurt you right now, and then move on.
Okay.
And just know that once you say that in the sincerest way, and even if she says, you're not sorry, you don't mean it, you're just saying that, say, no, I sincerely mean it. Walk away and say, okay, Lord, thank you so much. I can't wait to get that jewel in my crown.
Okay.
Yeah. Seriously, because here's the problem. When we're faced with things like this and we can't control these other people, which we'd like to, I mean, we all would, especially family. I have a very difficult family. My family, we've got, 6 strong personalities in our family. And it's difficult, but I do a lot of internal praying and I do a lot of internal thank yous to God, saying, thank you, Lord. I held my tongue this time. I know I'm going to get a great reward soon. Because it's not worth it. It doesn't go anywhere. All it does is create tension. And when you have tension in relationships, it doesn't make for good encounters. And like Carol was saying earlier, you're always going to remember those tension-filled moments. And really, we should be remembering those God-filled moments. And so that is by you naming that spirit, that negative spirit, putting it at the foot of the cross, letting Jesus come into the middle, you taking the spiritual benefit of it by humbling yourself. Guess what? You brought a situation that could have been an absolute negative that the demons absolutely love to happen because they like that disruption, that chaos, that friction in a family, and you just turned it into a spiritual golden nugget for yourself.
Oh my gosh, I'm just going to cry. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome so much. I love you. You're so sweet. Thank you. And let me, do me a favor. Let me know. Send me an email or something after the holidays. Let me know how it went with your sister. You might be pleasantly surprised. You might catch her off guard.
Okay, I will. I don't know what your email is. You have to give it.
Yeah, I'll give it to you right now. It's take2@EWTN.com. It comes right to me. So people email me in the middle of the night and I answer them. Take2@EWTN.com.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure you're probably praying for a lot of people in the middle of the night, too.
I am. I never sleep. It's amazing. But thank you so much. You really made my day, and have a beautiful rest of your Advent and an early Merry Christmas, okay?
Oh, I feel like I already got Christmas. Thank you so much.
Good. Oh, Lisa, that was a home run. Thank you so much. Okay, so, wow, that was a great call from Lisa from California. We're going to get to Diane next, and we'll get up to at least maybe 7 or 8 calls. So everybody hang on or call in at 833-288-3986.
This is Life Issues with Brad Mattis, president of Life Issues Institute.
Melissa Brooks had always believed in abortion, but began to have doubts when she faced an unexpected pregnancy. Some of her dear friends had multiple abortions, but the thought of having one made her sick inside. And this mother of an 18-year-old son received a high level of pressure from her boyfriend to have an abortion. But a pro-life law in Kentucky where she lived prevented it. Melissa secretly visited a pro-life pregnancy center to hear the heartbeat of her baby. This cemented her decision to give him life, even though he had serious medical conditions. Because she chose life, she's raising the baby on her own. Even so, she will forever be thankful the Kentucky legislature protects unborn children. Because as a result, she has a precious boy to love.
Follow us on Facebook at Life Issues Institute and stay informed, more informed than you've ever been.
Hello, this is Father Robert Spitzer. We're talking about faith, reason, and virtue on Father Spitzer's Universe, Saturday night at 11 o'clock Eastern on EWTN Radio.
EWTN, helping people grow in their love and understanding of God.
First of all, I'd like to tell you that this is the first time I've ever heard your program. It's actually the first time I've ever heard EWTN radio. I watch it on television all the time. But something told me today to turn this on, and I found you.
Sure.
I will tune in again.
Broadcasting the way, the truth, and the life. This is EWTN.
Hi, this is Janet Williams. We embrace the essence of feminine spirituality on Women of Grace tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern here on EWTN Radio. Now, back to Take Two with Jerry and Debbie.
Wow, that was such a great call from Lisa from California. Lisa, you helped so many people today. Thank you so much. And we're going to get to Diane in Colorado next in just a moment. I want to share this real big, wonderful celebration and shout out to some of our affiliates. But before I do, there is an open phone line if you have something to say about fear, anxiety, worry, stresses over the holidays, anything like that, family encounters, things of that nature. If you want to talk about it, there's still time to get in on this conversation. This is it though, guys, because it's Friday, and then we turn the corner and we only have Monday, and then we're right there at Christmas Eve. So if you want a little free coaching advice, now's the time to do it. 833-288-EWTN, 833-288-3986. Okay, lots of anniversaries in Catholic radio this week. Divine Mercy Radio with stations in Hayes, Great Bend, Colby, and Lindsborg, Kansas, is celebrating 14 years with EWTN. Congratulations to Nathan Lang and his team at Divine Mercy Radio. This is from all your friends here, Nathan and the team here at EWTN. We want to just wish you guys just a wonderful rest of your Advent and Christmas. 14 years in Kansas, going strong. I love that. Okay, so we're going to move to Diane, who's waiting so patiently in Colorado on Sirius XM 130. Hi, Diane. Welcome. Diane, are you with us?
Yes. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can. Diane, is this my Diane?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so you're calling about Pete. I'm so sorry. We're so sorry for the loss of Pete. Yeah, I already have Pete in the book, just so you know, because I got your message, and our hearts are just aching that you, especially right before Christmas. But how are you doing?
I'm doing wondrously well, thank you. I'd like to say that my husband, who suffered from dementia for at least 8 years and was in memory care for the past 2 years, and you, Debbie, have been a wonderful ear and heart and soul for me in life coaching. But anyway, he was called home on the anniversary of our daughter's birthday, which was December 9th, 56 years ago. And I kept telling our sons and family over the weekend 2 weeks ago that I just knew the Lord was calling him home on the same day. And he just squeaked in just after 11:30 that night. But I feel such a powerful witness for our family. Some people consider this type of death and pain at Christmas. Yes, it is. But it's also beautiful. It's such a beautiful time to be in a memory care or a hospital. You just get to witness the love and compassion and care that is given to all those that are suffering and to their families. And I don't know what's coming, but I just feel like lost in space. But there's just such a wonderment of Christmas, and there's just such a sense of peace for Pete. Or he had a struggle. It wasn't one of those Hallmark happiness moments. But our family all came together to be with him, and we all acknowledge that he is at peace. And there's such a joy and peace, and that is what Christ came for, and that is Christmas. And somehow or other, it's a beautiful gift.
Absolutely, Diane. And Diane, I pray that peace spreads to you and the boys and the entire family, okay? Because you guys did a great job caring for Pete. Your husband for many, many years, their father. You did a great job, Diane. And Pete, you're right. Pete is in a beautiful, peaceful place. And now he is an intercessor for you guys, right? So you can count on him to do some great work on the other side of the veil for you and your family. So it continues, Diane, and I just want you to know that you handle things so beautifully, and our love is being extended to you and your family and the prayers during this time. And please continue that peace. It's so important. You're spot on, and I have you in the book as well and your whole family. Okay.
Yes, and I do want to say the priest came for the last rites and apostolic blessing on the Friday before he passed, and the priest also came for the burial and on Saturday. And someone told the church on Tuesday morning after he had passed near midnight that he had died, so that Mass was offered at 8 o'clock in the morning for him. And that's an extra special gift.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got many blessings. Wow. Incredible. Well, and that was all God's, placement and timing of the priests, the masses, everything. So Diane, you guys are going to get through this and do well. And yeah, you sound good. I'm glad I got to hear your voice before Christmas. So that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas back to you. And we'll touch base definitely when things settle down. And I thank you for calling in and sharing with the Take Two family. Okay.
Thank them.
I will. Yeah. everybody's praying round the clock. It's amazing. We have a great family. Thank you, Diane. Wow. See, this is the Take Two family. We come together, we share the highs, the lows, everything in between, and we share the love, the peace, and it's beautiful. Sarah's up next from Boston, Massachusetts on the Station of the Cross. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Debbie. Thanks for taking my call. And I'm actually calling on behalf of my daughter, who's a 20-year-old college student. And she has had a very long-standing fear and anxiety around losing the people that she loves. And it would either be that we might leave her or that we might die. And it has been a crippling anxiety for her for a very long time. So it applies to me and my husband, and now to the boyfriend, so to him as well. So it's, one of those things she has prayed on before to just be rid of this anxiety. And it's just not going. And she's really the kind of person who, when she sets her mind to something, she does it. And so this is this thing. She's just a puzzle and a worry, and I'd love for her to be free of that as well. So we just wanted to see if you have any words of advice for her.
So you're saying that what are the main, can you share with us the main things that she struggles with? Can you give me just a little example, not too detailed, so I want to maintain her privacy?
Yeah, sure. So, for example, let's say she's seen her boyfriend they've got together for dinner. He's going to drive home, and he lives maybe an hour and a half or so away. And so if she doesn't hear from him when he gets back, and there's any bit of weather, for example, she really goes into a tailspin that he has gone off the road, is in an accident, to the point where she'll look at the papers to see if there are any accidents, and she doesn't want to call him or test her. She doesn't want to sort of reveal that anxiety that she has, but it's quite crippling. Or for me, let's say our phone breaks up because of the bad cell connection, and if I don't call right back, she may worry, what happened? Is she okay?
Right.
That kind of thing. And even when people are leaving, people she's gotten close to, I remember someone was going to leave a position at the school, and she just, it was really devastating for her that this person left, and it really hit her hard. So she's very attached, I guess is the way I would put it, and that attachment comes with it some fear and anxiety when feeling like that she might become unattached.
Okay. So has she been to any professionals, counseling, therapy, anything for this? Because it sounds like it's a bit overwhelming for her on a regular basis. See, the examples you gave me, I'm not trying to diagnose or anything, but this is just from a life coaching perspective. It tells me that she's taking these she's being overwhelmed with very small things. So how does she handle the big things?
Oh, amazingly! Like the big things, it doesn't worry. They don't worry her. She's so cool under pressure, and she even tells me, I'm not worried about how I do in school, and she does wonderfully in school, but she doesn't worry about that. She doesn't worry about getting a job for the summer. She knows it'll happen. So it's really just this area, and she is, to answer your question, she has seeing a wonderful priest who's a priest and also a clinical psychologist. And
Good.
So she's been seeing for about a year and a half. And so that's all going well. But I think even in light of that, just trying to figure out what is the thing she could do to help mitigate those feelings that she's having. And she goes to Mass very regularly, maybe when she can daily, maybe that's not always possible, but, she often does go to daily Mass. Says the rosary. She's such a good kid, and I just love to have her feel some relief from that.
Sure. She's not living her freest life, because that's that's going to weigh her down. These thoughts of worrying about things over the little things. So first of all, it's this idea of practicing trust over the fear, right? So you trust. It's a buildup of trust of God. Over the storms or the fears or the anxiety that you're feeling. So the way to do that is for her to deeply practice trust in God, to be mindful about practicing trust in God, right? So if she because otherwise she's going to go into her normal mode of worrying and trying to control or figure out so that she can, take away those fears. But if she practices trust above anything coming at her, the small things coming at her, when she goes into those feelings, the trust will prevail. The trust will come over the top of that and take away some of those thoughts that go around in her head. Sounds like she's a very brilliant young lady. Typically, I know this is interesting for a lot of people, but typically people that overthink a lot, they're actually quite brilliant. Is she brilliant?
Which, of course, I would say that, and by the way, she's listening because I told her I'd be on, and she will deny that up and down till Tuesday. But of course she is, but she will agree that she overthinks things. That's exactly the word she uses, Debbie, is she overthinks things.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
She does that.
Okay, yeah. Well, tell her she's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. So the problem with being so brilliant is you are going to overthink things. So what the way to combat that, or the way to fix that or help that, is to practice trust over that ahead of time. So you practice every day, Jesus, I trust in you. You remind yourself of all the things that the other saints and everyone else and in the Bible talks about trusting God above all things. So you practice that morning, noon, and night, so that when you're hit with these daily things that are very annoying and that occupy your thoughts, the trust will come in ahead of that, and it will help you get through it quicker. And you can manage it. Because the reason why I'm saying this is you're actually, I have to tell you this, so because you know me, I'm very transparent, Sarah. That actually was me at 20 years old. So I can feel exactly what your daughter's going through. So I get it, but you can get through it, and you can work on it. And I will tell you that that's great that you're with that priest and he's a counselor. Life coaching would definitely be a benefit, because they do. That's the reason why I got into life coaching, believe it or not, because I was constantly overthinking things. So
interesting.
Yeah. But the way to do it is trust. It's got to be trust over the fear. That's the way to do it. Yeah. And there are practices, exercises, things you can do. You could always contact me. If you want to email me, take2@EWTN.com. I'll happily share some more things that it's hard for me to do on the radio because I'm restricted with time. But yeah, the good news is you got a brilliant daughter there. She's going to be very successful, I believe. So.
Well, thanks. Thank you so much. And I think your tips are awesome. Trust that is a great thing. Thank you so much, Debbie. Have a great season.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. And take care. Have a beautiful rest of your Advent. It's going to be very, very quick. Okay, so we only got a couple days of Advent. It's fastest fourth week in Advent. And it's love. We're focusing on love. Can you believe it? And we're only going to have a couple days, and then we go right into the Christmas season. Okay, let's get to more calls. Yes, let me get to more calls in just a second. I just want to make sure. Let's go to Marie. And Marie is from Oregon on EWTN.com. Hello, Marie. Welcome to the program. Hi. Go right ahead.
This is my first time calling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually not even Catholic.
Okay.
I grew up Pentecostal.
Mm-hmm.
The caller previous is exactly what has transpired in my own life. Her daughter, when she talks about debilitating fear,
mm-hmm.
That is actually what I am currently going through at the moment.
Okay.
I was married 24 years and still am. We're still married.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 4 years, for some reason, my fear has paralyzed me, and the fear is just my husband. I don't know if it was due to COVID or what the deal was, but it was around that time that my fear became so isolating, debilitating, that it's literally my husband is now living in another state. We have 2 children that are grown. We just had our 24-year anniversary in August. But because my fear has gotten so bad, we both have ended up in a state like never before, and our family is literally a wreck because of my fear. So I'm somebody who can attest to how fear affects your life and those around you. My fear was abandonment and distrust from my husband. And look, he's gone because of my fear. He did that one thing that I was afraid of.
Right. But Marie, okay, hold on. Let's do this real quickly. Is there any chance of a reconciliation with your husband?
At the moment, we haven't spoken in about 3 months. In September, we haven't spoken.
Okay.
I'm in therapy. I started therapy in February.
Good.
But all this time, because of my faith and our we actually served in the ministry. My husband was an ordained minister in our faith, and we got away from the Lord. And in our Pentecostal religion, they would say, I need deliverance. It's oppression, or it's something of that sort, and I need to just, fast or pray it away, or I need to be prayed for and delivered. But I don't know what to do. All I do is live with this fear. It hasn't gotten better. All I'm told by my therapist basically is that I need to manage my fear. How do you manage fear?
Right. Did you say you've been going to therapy since February?
Yes, twice a week.
Okay, yeah, you may want to find another therapist. I'm just saying, if it's not working for you, that's a long time. That's okay. You may even want to get a second therapist. You need to get through this. If there's a chance that you can reconcile with your husband, even if you need to bring him into some of the therapy with you, if that's what you want to bring your family together. Do you want to get back with your husband? Is that what you want?
Of course.
Okay, then I would, if it were me, I'm just telling you what I would do. You don't have to follow anything I do. Please, just think about this. If you're comfortable with that therapist, keep that therapist. If you can afford to get another therapist, get another therapist. Get some intense help immediately, because time is passing. You've got 3 months that you haven't been with your husband. If it were me, I would call my husband and say, listen, I want to tell you right up front, okay, the fear overwhelmed me and it caused all of this breakdown in the family. I want to bring the family back. Are you willing to stay with me and stick with me? Can we do therapy together? Can we do work on this together and really build your family and set a new path forward for your family? See if he's willing. If he is unwilling, you still get that help. You get that help with your children or whoever else, but you keep going forward. But hear me out on this. If you keep dwelling on the fact that it was your fear that caused this, and you're so down about it, it's going to keep you down, Marie. It's going to keep you down. There are ways to alleviate this. There's ways to rise above this. Yes, if you want prayers from your pastor, for spiritual help, absolutely. But there's new habits you can form, okay, that are going to help you. And I would have a full disclosure to your husband and tell him, I want you back. I want you back. I want us to be together. Please, I'm going to work so hard. I'll do whatever it takes. Would you be willing? If he says no, say, okay, I had to give you that opportunity. Okay, but now I'm going to work on myself. Don't let that stop you. If he shuts the door there, you keep going. But you need to get lifted from this. You have fallen into just a cycle that is not going to serve you well long term. Okay, you got to you have to create a new pattern for yourself and a way out of this that is going to help you live your best life with or without him. But Marie, there's hope. There's hope out there. I'm telling you, I've heard your story. I've heard your story at least 50 times. And I'm telling you, the men and the women that keep working towards a plan to work their way out of this, they're living great lives. Great lives. And that's what God wants for you. Remember, you know the Bible. You're a Pentecostal, okay? Jesus came for you to have life and to have it to the full. He wants you to have, he doesn't want you to be sad like this. He doesn't want you to feel heavy-hearted like this. He wants you to keep moving forward. There's help out there. So maybe I would just pray about it, but maybe keep that therapist, get another one, get some intense therapy maybe for the whole family, hit the reset button, try to bring your family together, but again, if they say no, you keep moving forward.
Okay. How do you move forward from a fear that has actually happened now, though?
If it happened, you have to... Right. You have to switch it around and you have to say, okay, I had this fear. It ended up manifesting. Okay, then it's a blessing from God. I'm going to have to look at it as a blessing. You have to flip it. If you don't flip it, it's going to drive you crazy.
Okay.
Believe me, I lived through it, so I know it. One of my biggest fears was the same thing, and my husband left me for another woman.
See, and that's my fear is to tell you honestly, the things in this world, I wish I wasn't. I mean, I am so overwhelmed by the media and how it's targeted at men and my husband. Everything is so sexual. And how do, as a woman, as a Christian woman, how do I live in today's world and compete with literally, I mean, you can't even go to McDonald's anymore without some kind of sexual innuendo towards a man.
Yeah. I know.
And,
well,
and I get overwhelmed.
Yeah, you don't compete. Here's the thing. You don't compete. What you do is your road is to get to heaven. Okay. We came from God. We're meant to get back from God, back to God. Okay. We came from God, meant to get back to God. We focus on God. Okay, people around us, they're people around us, and we have to interact, we have to live, we have to continue on with them, and we want them to get to heaven as well. But our focus is God, and that's how you get through it. Believe me, but I'm telling you, Marie, I could sit here and talk to you for hours about this. We deal with this all the time in life coaching, and everybody's feeling the same pressure, everyone. But the people that stay focused on God, they're living their best lives.
Okay.
I'm telling you, and we can help you. If you need anything, reach out to me, please.
I really think that it's important that all churches, I don't care what religion it is, families are hurting right now. A lot of families are being torn apart.
Yep.
By a lot of different things. Mine is fear, but a lot of families that I know or that I'm aware of are really under attack. So really keep marriages and families in your prayers.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. But I just want you to know there's hope out there. Stay strong, please, and stay focused. Just, whatever you do, don't let the demons let you think of the past so much. That's where it's really going to keep you down. Move forward, Marie, and we're praying for you. We got you in the book, okay? And keep us posted. You hear the music. I'm so sorry. Rose has a praise report. I'm not going to get to Rose from Cleveland, Ohio. Rose, I'm so sorry. You can put it on Facebook or send me a message. Colleen from Hamburg, New York on the Station of the Cross. I'm so sorry. Linda from Dayton, Ohio. You as well. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. And I didn't even get to some more housekeeping notes. But you know what? These calls were important. We had to address them and give everybody ample time. Okay, we're going into the fourth Sunday of Advent. The focus is love. That's right. So now you guys can get started with your weekend and tune into the Spirit World tomorrow as we do our Christmas special, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. Thank you, Ace. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Matt, the show team. Thank you to the affiliates. And to all of you, have a beautiful and blessed weekend. We'll see you real soon.
Are you facing a crisis in life? Are you feeling stuck and unable to see your way out of your current situation? You just might need a fresh perspective, and we are here to assist. That's what life coaching is all about, sticking to a plan and creating new habits for a better life, all with God at the center. Look into a completely free